again for another edition of The Master Debate. Brian Stackpole? What was that?
What is going on?
That's Nick Netto.
Yeah.
He doesn't have his headphones on. I forgot I muted him, so he had no idea.
Oh, nice.
It was wonderful.
Classic.
It's even better that way because he refuses to wear headphones.
I look dumb with them on, Brian, and you know this.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Anyways, something that is not dumb is something near and dear to our hearts. It is the boy band debate of the 90s and early aughts.
We often talk about this every day. This is broke over bread at the table.
Nick is honestly obsessed with Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. He's a big 98 Degrees fan, but more so than anything else, he loves the two premier boy bands.
Brian likes them shirtless.
No, I do not. I barely even mentioned this, but when we were talking about debate topics, you're like, we need to have NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys. Please, for the love of God,
I believe this was actually your topic.
Please, and you're like ripping off your clothes. It was it was sad.
That is just not true at all, and you know this.
But we're going to be debating here today. Myself, I will have Backstreet Boys. Nick decided his love of NSYNC had no bounds. He needed to talk about NSYNC. So,
are you kidding me, JT?
I will let him have it.
Of course.
So you'll be having the NSYNC side, and we'll be talking about the more impactful, better boy band of the 90s and the aughts, early aughts.
Is there such thing as a girl band?
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah, have you never heard of the Pussycat Dolls?
The Pussy what?
Destiny's Child?
Dude, I don't know Destiny.
Beyonce? Kelly Rowland?
Beyonce just seems like
Michelle?
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls, another one?
ABBA.
Thank you. I'm glad you didn't know that before.
Okay.
Anyways, without further ado, Nick, I'm going to let you start with your opening salvo, if you will.
Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye. I'm doing this tonight. You're probably going to start a fight. NSYNC. I remember this from back when I was a kid and you were already a grown-ass adult. Listening to boy bands, no less. Kind of weird. Formed in Orlando, Florida in the year 1995, which is also the year I was born. It's a great year all around. They did not launch in America right off because America wasn't ready for the phenomenon that was NSYNC. They launched actually in Europe. They actually strictly launched in Germany first and then branched off. But NSYNC was so culturally a phenomenon I feel like America audiences will not know how to react to this much amazingness. So, in the year 1999-2000, they brought it to America. NSYNC coming to America. What happened? Sold 1 million copies of their album the first day. Second, in 1 week, 2.4 million copies. And here's the best thing. More people will know about NSYNC than we'll ever know about Brian Stackpole. So this is why they're great.
Fake news.
They're a great boy band. Hey baby, come on. I loved you endlessly. And you weren't there for me. So now it's time to leave and make it alone. I know that I can't take no more. It ain't no lie. I want to see you out the door. Bye, bye, bye.
I'm glad you could do lyrics this whole time and shittily produce lyrics, by the way. Bad grammar? Do we need bad grammar in our songs teaching the youths of America?
It's grammar.
The youths?
Has 2 M's, mamar.
And 2 A's, by the way. Fun fact for you.
Grammar. Yeah, I'd imagine there's 2 A's.
Just going to put that out there. And the reason why NSYNC was so successful is because they came after the trailblazer, jet flying,
no. Thank you
high
for saying
rising.
that we're successful. Thank you.
Backstreet Boys. Because the Backstreet Boys, when you really think about it, sure, New Kids on the Block were around there, but really, when you talk about the new age renaissance of the boy bands, it really comes from the genesis of the Backstreet Boys. An amalgamation of incredible singers who all knew each other and came together to produce an impactful thing that is still lasting to today. And that is one of the reasons why the Backstreet Boys will stand the test of time. Not only are they not individuals, they are more a group unit. And when you talk about a boy band, you talk about the sum of all parts, not the greatness of one or the greatness of a couple. You're talking about an amalgamation in together that joins to become the greatness that is the Backstreet Boys. And again, we talked about it before. NSYNC did do a great job with selling some things early on. I will not refute that. But they would never have even gotten off the ground. They probably would still be in Florida, the Mickey Mouse Club with Justin Timberlake.
Nice.
Had it not been...
Good callback.
Had it not been for the Backstreet Boys breaking that glass ceiling to get through. I've got more points, but I'll let you rebut.
First off, Brian, I want to say what an amazing Monday to be here in the studio with you having another...
You mean Thursday? It's Thursday.
Brian, they know these don't come out. They know.
Keep up the illusion, you son of a bitch.
So, what an amazing Thursday, and I just want to say it's always great debating my best friend in the entire world. Justin Timberlake, you're right. Little guy from the Mickey Mouse Club, MICKEYMOUSE, Mickey Mouse. As you know, JT. Everyone thinks about JT when they think about Mickey Mouse. Nobody gives a rat's ass about Mickey Mouse Club. We're here to talk about NSYNC, and Justin Timberlake, of course, being their breakout star, was not the only famous person to go on from NSYNC. Every one of them had a successful career.
Every one of them?
Every one of them.
Give me all the success all of them have had.
J.C. Chazes went on to be an actor. J.C. Chazes.
Chazé?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Glad I know the pronunciation.
Lance Bass went on to be a voice actor.
Lance Bass.
Hey, shut your mouth. Joey Fatone.
Not fat one? And it's Joey Fatone.
Joey Fatone went on to be a regular actor, and Chris Patrick also did voice acting.
Did you call him Christian?
No, I said Chris Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick, yeah, okay.
Okay, and every one of them went on. Everybody from the Backstreet Boys has gone on to do jack shit besides like two people. What do you say about that? And before you do this, I want to bring up this because this is kind of like my hook, line, and sinker. Sure. Throughout this entire COVID-19 pandemic, over 1,000 media influencers have called COVID-19 a code name for the Backstreet Boys reunion tour because they equally don't want it to happen. And they only called it that because if they said COVID-19 on air, it would demonetize them. So they all got together like, what can we call this? What can we make it so people know it's equally as bad? Backstreet Union Tour.
Okay, we can first both say that Backstreet Boys is not the worst music out there. That's reserved for Nickelback. Thank you very much. Or Creed.
Look at this photograph. Every time you do it makes me laugh.
Again, you have to result into lyrics of different various garbage bands to make your points. That's not going to help you on this one. I brought it up first, the precursor. Backstreet Boys had a 2-year running jump. They were out of the gate 1993, Nick. Before you were even born, Backstreet Boy.
They were
band.
Old men pedophiles.
No, what are you talking about? They were just normal young guys trying to sing their hearts out. And you know what? They sang their hearts out. And they did it consistently. And they did it 2 years earlier than NSYNC was even formed as a band, which is more of an amalgamation of individuals.
Third time during this debate, you said
I
amalgamation.
I do not interrupt you.
With
you
your eyes, you do.
So they were around in 1993. NSYNC 95. And the one thing when you're looking at it, too, you look at album sales, and you talked about how great out of the gate NSYNC was. Oh, my God, they sold millions. They had to start in Europe. Who starts in Europe unless you're European?
Every good band ever, Brian.
They have sold. Do you know how many records they've sold? Albums.
Do you know?
I do.
So why would you ask me?
I'm just asking if you were aware, Nick.
I am aware. But you can give me the number.
I want you to ballpark. How many do you think?
I know, so it wouldn't be fair. I'm not going to say.
100 million.
Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet Boys.
Nice.
You know what NSYNC has?
63 quadrillion.
Nope. They don't.
Okay.
They have just 70 million.
You want to know why?
Why is that, Nick?
Is it time for my rebuttal? I cut you short there.
I was just going to say, just before you can tell me why.
Tell me why.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, you're not singing any songs.
Well, because I don't need to. I figured I would.
Yeah.
That's a 30 million differential, and also makes the Backstreet Boys the number one selling boy band of all time. Do you know where NSYNC ranks?
Where does it rank, Brian?
Not first.
Yeah.
Not second.
If yours
not
was first,
third,
why would mine be
not
first?
fourth,
Yeah.
not fifth, not sixth, but seventh. They're not even in the top 5 of boy bands all time selling. Not even the top 5.
Now, Brian, boy bands were supposed to be influential, right? They're supposed to, and Backstreet Boys actually heavily was around religion, keeping people pure. Kind of like how the Jonas Brothers, that was their stick when they first started. And South Park even did a spoof on that. That's another boy band, Jonas Brothers. But for another debate. What I'm trying to say is, if they were so enthralled in religion and all this, why were they drug addicts?
Drug addicts?
Backstreet Boys were always entangled with drug and crazy other allegations. NSYNC was pure. In a 2000 study done by MTV, 87% of people out of 400,000 would rather listen to NSYNC than Backstreet Bitches.
So why is the drugs a factor? We're not talking about drug influences, Nick. We're talking about the better, more impactful boy band.
I don't think NSYNC did any drugs.
Can you name some bands that you enjoy?
Queen.
I'm pretty sure they had some drug issues. Freddie Mercury was doing a lot of different illicit drugs at the time.
Yeah, but he wasn't a boy band.
I'm going to point out there, though, that when you say drugs and you put that kind of stuff out there, I mean, every band under the sun.
Druggies, Brian. I don't want my kids listening to younger men doing drugs and hitting on my younger daughter.
Well, good luck having any sort of musical instance in your life, because you'll never be able to have that. Ever.
I'm trying to get this cover album off the ground. Dick.
Good luck.
What else? Do you know this, Brian? NSYNC had an on-air special that was so popular that they decided to put the Rugrats movie after it when it came to air. Don't even laugh, because you know I won that debate, bitch.
Nick,
listen, okay.
Nick,
hit me up with something, Brian.
You love cruises, right? You enjoy cruises.
Like Ted Cruz's?
No, like cruises, like a cruise ship. You're one of the people who enjoy cruises. You actually had one scheduled to Europe, I believe, right?
I did. Yeah, I got canceled, but...
Do you know who has a cruise and who has not had a cruise? In terms of these two bands?
So, like, actual cruise themed?
Yeah. Or been on a part of a cruise?
No.
Well, the Backstreet Boys have had 6 different times they've either been the main headliner of a cruise or been part of a musical cruise. And I'm still waiting for NSYNC's first. So, as a person who enjoys cruises, you should enjoy Backstreet Boys more so. And here's another thing, Nick. They are more a band than anything else. You talk about the individual success.
So they aren't a boy band?
No, they're a band.
They're just a band.
No, just
not a boy band.
Listen to me.
I'm trying to. But
You know what? You take the mouth, you put the zipper on it, and you listen to the magic that's coming out of my mouth. You ready for this?
Mm.
So, NSYNC, you talk about all the success they've had, but they had to do it on their own, right? They had to go and break away from the band to continue their success. Backstreet Boys doesn't need to do that. You know why? Because when they're a band, they come back together, they're good. There's some of all the parts make them successful. It's not about the individual success. It's not about going on your own. It's not about dating Jessica Biel and then marrying her or marrying Britney Spears or anything like that. It's about living your life, enjoying the camaraderie of your friends, singing some harmonies, some a cappella once in a while, and producing a kick-ass band, which is still, by the way, Nick, together today.
Backstreet Boys?
Yeah.
That nobody wants? Because it reminds them of bad times.
Then tell the Las Vegas residency that they had about that, because they don't give residencies to nobodies.
Brian, they offered me a residency.
No, they didn't. They would never give you a residency.
They would.
What, the Fleabag Motel?
No, the Plaza.
Thank
you very much.
What, the Freaks exhibit?
Thank you very much. Brian, ooh, yeah. You might have been hurt, babe. That ain't no lie. You've seen them all come and go. That is made you believe in no man, no cry. Maybe that's why. Every little thing I do never seems enough for you. You don't want to lose it again, but I'm not like them. Let's continue. Baby, you finally get to love somebody. Guess what? It's gonna be me. And you can basically take all those lyrics I just...
This is the stupidest lyrics ever.
Stupidest lyrics ever.
Yeah.
Backstreet's back all night.
Yeah, because they were back.
Tell you what,
People were
they
excited.
sound
They were
like
cheering.
Sloth from the Goonies.
No, they don't. You
They
sound
do.
like Sloth for the Goonies.
No, I
Are you
don't.
kidding me?
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I could get meaner, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
respect.
I'll tell you what, at least I don't sound like a bitch.
I sound like a bitch.
You sound like a mega bitch.
I think you don't understand anything about the boy band debate. And it's pretty apparent here,
What
too.
do you... Apparent? Brian, I have listed over and over again stuff to shit on the Backstreet Boys, the NSYNC. NSYNC is the king, baby. It's number one. Never lost, as you said in the King Kong Godzilla debate.
All I'm going to put out there, Nick,
Oh, we have to go on a cruise because we're not doing so good in our late life. And, oh my God, let's go on a cruise and everybody will come out and sing us.
No.
Nobody will go on a cruise to watch and listen to the Backstreet Boys.
They do.
When I can just go on my phone, type in Backstreet Boys, listen to it, barf, which I did, and then delete the song. And then write a forum, which I will read to you. I went on the Backstreet Boys forum, and I wrote this.
I'm waiting. I'm anticipating this.
Dear Backstreet Boys, this is Nicholas Netto from the Stack Deck Podcast. Pause. It appears that you have the shittiest music I've ever listened to in my entire life. I think I'm stupider because of it. In fact, I don't even want to have kids anymore because it would subject them to this nasty world you have created. You were all dumb. F you, and I hope you effing step on a Lego, Nick.
What'd they say back?
They haven't wrote back because they don't even respond to mail.
I don't believe this is real, then.
Well,
I think you just faked that. I think you faked it.
I mean,
Where's the receipts?
the receipts?
Mm-hmm.
What store receipts?
Yeah, where's your receipts? Where's
I'm
the
ready
proof?
for closing arguments.
Where's the proof? Do you want the first closing argument?
Go
for it. Yeah, take it.
Okay.
Take it.
All I'm going to say is this. First of all, to all the ladies that will certainly be listening to this, hey, how's it going? I grew up very much listening to both. And it was hard to debate two of the boy bands that I grew up with. But if I had to pick the one that I liked the most, it had to be NSYNC, because when I was a kid, I went to McDonald's. They had a little clip thing, and it came with headphones. The first time I ever had earbuds, by the way. And it was NSYNC song. And I was like, yo, bro, it's NSYNC, dog. I'd bring it to the playground. I'd be like, tss, tss, tss. And it was great. First CD I had. Kind of selling myself out. I found in my sister's room, it was NSYNC. And if my sister likes it, and my sister always likes great music, I'd like to tell you, see her tell you otherwise. NSYNC all the way. And as far as the best person in NSYNC, I'd say it's obviously Justin Timberlake. And look at the career he's gone on to have because of his success in NSYNC. And also, it spawned a brand of sinks that you can put in your kitchen called the NSYNC. You sync it up to your phone and just say, it's gonna be me. And then it makes your water come out. I would like to see anybody from the Backstreet Boys be anything that NSYNC has done. Ever. You should feel bad for arguing that Backstreet Boys is better. Everybody will make fun of you for the rest of your life. I hate you.
All I'm going to say is, been around longer, the number one selling boy band of all time, 100 million records sold. they're not even close. 30 million differential between Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. There are some of all parts. They're still together today. If NSYNC was such a great boy band, wouldn't they still be out there doing one-off tours? They aren't, because you know why? They're not a band. They're selfish, Nick. They're selfish. They don't want to. They're great at the sum of all parts, like the Backstreet Boys is. NSYNC is individuals who just wanted their own fame, and that's why they're all doing their own different thing here too. They still love their fans as well. Hence the tours, the residency. If you want to go and see Backstreet Boys as a fan, you can go there. Maybe not right now, but once everything's restricted and the restrictions are lifted, you'll be able to see Backstreet Boys. How are you going to see NSYNC? You can maybe see Joey Fatone at a Comic-Con. Maybe you can watch JC Chazé on the next dancing show.
Chaz's, thank you.
Maybe you can see Justin Timberlake if you want to spend an arm and a leg to go and see one of his many concerts. Oh, though, but maybe he's just a movie star now. Who knows? I haven't heard his concerts anytime being announced.
Have you
recently.
heard the singing in Trolls, Brian?
I'm just going to put that out there. Maybe he's not even concerned with music as much anymore compared to his acting career. Oh, and NSYNC has been nominated for some Grammys. You know how many they've won? Boom. 0. AJ, Nick, Howie, Brian, and Kevin. They are an amalgamation. I said it again just for you. Give you a little, yeah. And then they are a band that comes together that is one. And that's the reason why Backstreet Boys is better. And I'll leave you with this. I want it that way. Show me the meaning of being lonely. Larger than life. Don't go breaking my heart. Shape of my heart. Everybody, parentheses, hashtag Backstreet's back. And as long as you love me. It's good music whether you're happy, you're going through some stuff. Backstreet Boys has got you the whole time. No matter what, the Backstreet Boys have something for you. And that's going to do it for this edition of the Master Debate, where I just kind of tooled on Nick. Just not gonna lie, just kind of tooled on you.
Brian, you lost this debate so bad it'll go.
Yours
down
was
to
just
history.
reading music. Who
reading
cared?
the best music, and
Lyrics.
I had a book full of facts.
I'm waiting for them.
I already read them because you didn't pay attention, because you only pay attention to your own debates, because I'm Brian Stackpole.
It's hard to have a debate when you're talking about one that's still a band and one that's not a band.
Well, clearly one doesn't have to be a band anymore when they realize, like, okay, boy bands aren't the thing anymore, let's move on.
They are still a thing. You
They
just mentioned the
aren't-
Jonas
they
Brothers,
aren't.
One Direction.
Jonas
Come
Brothers,
on.
One Direction broke up.
I'm just saying, they're still a thing. They're around all the time. Proof of point.
No.
Mic
no.
drop.
No, your mic is hooked up to a gimbal.
It's not a gimbal. It's a mic stand.
Mic arm, boom arm.
Boom arm. Oh, my God. I gotta get you learned. Anyways, this has been an edition of Master Debate. We'll be back next week for another edition. But for Nick Netto, I'm Brian Stackpole saying peace.